Bonjour tout le monde! Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm happy to see you today for another video. For this video, we're gonna talk about la description physique, meaning the physical description, physical appearance, if you want to describe someone else, yourself, how to describe the hair, the face, the body. We're going to see everything related to the vocabulary of the physical appearance and description. La description physique. Introduction, le vocabulaire de la description physique, apprendre à se décrire, écrire quelqu'un. Meaning, the vocabulary of the physical description, physical appearance, and learn how to describe yourself or to describe someone else. Okay, first start with the face. If you want to say the face, le visage. When you look at the face, you have different features. First one, the eyes. The eyes, les yeux. This one might be tricky when it comes to pronunciation because you see that the way we say eyes is yeux. Do not pronounce the X, but because it's plural, you're going to connect it with your S from les. Les yeux, the eyes. Then we have the different colors. You know that colors are adjectives, meaning they're always going to be gendered and singular, plural, depending on the noun. Because yeux, we have two, it's plural. That means the color will also be plural. So you have to connect. Then, let's see the colors. Les yeux bleus. Bleu means blue. You know that in French, the color always goes after the noun. So we don't say les bleus yeux, blue eyes. We say the eyes blue. Les yeux bleus. Les yeux verts. Vert is green. Les yeux marron. Marron, brown. Les yeux noirs, that means black. Les yeux gris, that means gray. So keep in mind you always connect everything to your noun and you put the color at the end. Les yeux bleus, les yeux verts, les yeux marrons, les yeux noirs, les yeux gris. Then the hair. Careful. In English, hair is singular. You say the hair. In French, it's plural. Because if you say hair singular, meaning le cheveu, not les, but le, that means you just talk about one hair. So if you want to say the hair, in French, it's plural. Les cheveux. Court. Court, short. Long. And we don't pronounce GS. Long, long. Raide, that means straight. Ondulé, that means a little wavy. Bouclé, that means curled. And then the colors. This one, careful. We saw the colors when it comes to eyes, but when it comes to hair, it's not the same color that we use because, of course, it's related to hair only. So if you want to say blonde hair, les cheveux blonds. And I keep my adjective at the end and I put everything plural because my noun cheveux is plural. Les cheveux blonds. Les cheveux bruns. Brun, brunette. Les cheveux roux. What is roux? This is roux. So if you want to say red hair, we're not going to say rouge, we're not going to say orange, we're not going to say the regular colors because those not apply to hair. So if you want to say red hair, we have a specific adjective that is roux. Les cheveux roux, red hair. Les cheveux noirs, black hair. Okay, but you know that because it's plural, we put everything plural. Then le nez. What is le nez? The nose. Of course, we can have different sizes of nose. Le nez petit, grand, ou fin. Fin means thin. Le nez petit, grand, fin. See that nez is masculine, singular. We have just one, but it's masculine, so we'll put our adjective masculine and singular. Le nez petit, grand, fin. La bouche, the mouth. Petite, grande. Why? Bouche is feminine. You say that it's la, not le. So because it's feminine, so will be my adjective. Petite, grande. And then some people may have the beard, la barbe, ou the moustache, la moustache. Barbe, moustache, féminin. Exemple, elle a les yeux verts. She has green eyes. Elle a les cheveux courts et bruns. She's a brunette with short hair. Il a une moustache. He has a mustache. This is everything for the face. Now let's height. La taille. Grand ou grande. masculin ou féminin. Petit, petite. If it's feminine, I'm always going to pronounce the consonant that is before my E at the end, but I'm never going to pronounce my E at the end of a word that has no accent. Grand, grande. Petit, petite. De taille moyenne, that means middle height. Exemple, je suis grande. I'm tall, feminine. Il est petit. He is small. Or little, but just when it comes to the height. Elle est de taille moyenne. She has a middle size. She is a middle size. Ok. Ensuite, la corpulence. Corpulence, the body mass. Mince. Mince means thin. Maigre, skinny. Normal, normal. Rond, that means not round but a little bit chubby. Musclé, that means you have body muscle. Musculated. Exemple, il est mince. Elle est ronde. Il est très musclé. Because all of those are, again, adjectives you connect. If it's il, mince, even if it's masculine, it takes a E. So if you want to put that feminine and said, for example, she is thin, she's skinny, you're going to say mince with the E. It's going to be the same spelling as the masculine. Il est rond, to say he's a little bit chubby. Il est rond, there's no E à rond. But if it's feminine, that's why we put an E. Elle est ronde. Il est très musclé. That's the same for the feminine. You're just going to add your feminine E. And les particularités. Donc, little details that we can find in someone's face or even body. Il, elle porte. He or she wears des lunettes, some glasses. Une casquette, a cap. Un chapeau, a hat. Il, elle a, he or she has, des tatouages, some tattoos. Une cicatrice, a scar. Une barbe, a beard. Ok. Once again, des lunettes, une casquette, un chapeau. Des tatouages, une cicatrice, une barbe. Exemple. Il porte des lunettes. He wears some glasses. You can say il a des lunettes. That means he has. But when it comes to like accessories, we tend to wear them. So it makes more sense to say porte than a. But if it's a scar, elle a une cicatrice sur la joue. She has a scar on the cheek. This is something that you have. Okay, not something that you wear. Donc porte, lunettes, casquette, chapeau. A, tatouage, cicatrice, une barbe. Okay, let's see some examples. Il est grand. Elle est grande. Il est mince. Elle est mince. Same adjective. Il a les cheveux longs. Elle a les cheveux longs. It's gonna be the same adjective because careful, the adjective long refers to hair, not to il ou elle, he or she. Okay? So that's why long always gonna be masculine and always gonna be plural because it's related to the noun that is just before cheveux. Les cheveux longs, everything is masculine, everything is plural. Il, elle, a les yeux bleus. Same for this one. He or she has blue eyes. We always say he or she has the eyes blue. And we're going to connect everything. I know that my noun is yeux. Yeux is eyes. Plural, masculine. I'm going to say bleu, plural, and masculine. Il, elle porte des lunettes. He or she wears some glasses. Et lunettes, of course, we tend to always say lunettes plural because we think that, I don't know, if it's for the two eyes. So we're always going to keep lunettes. Okay. And that is pretty much for today's video. So you know everything that is related to the vocabulary of the physical description, physical appearance, the face, the body. You know how to describe someone. So it's time for you to practice. I put you here a little image. What I would like you to do is to try to describe this woman. So what type of hair, what skin, what eyes, how's her mouth. Try to give as many details as possible. If you want to practice on the clothing, for example, how do we say she's wearing an orange shirt? You can try to practice either in the comment section. If you want to take more time and do it on your own, you can always like write it down on a piece of paper or on the computer and send it to us on the social media, on Instagram or everything. we'll be happy to help. If you want to practice on the oral, same thing. If you want to try to say it out loud, you can record yourself and send us the audio. It's up to you. But the goal here is to try to practice as much as possible when it comes to the physical vocabulary and appearance, because, of course, when you learn, it's pretty important to be able to describe everything that we see. And keep in mind that when it comes to colors, all the colors goes at the end. It's always after the noun, and it's always connected to the gender of the thing that we're talking about. And that's pretty much it. So I hope that you liked today's video. If you did, don't forget to put please a little thumbs up, gives motivation. Subscribe to the channel because I do video every week. If you have any specific requirement, any topic, any like thing that you struggle with a little bit in your French journey, you can ask me. I'll do a little topic on that specifically. And don't forget, if you want to practice even more, we do some challenges every week called les défis. They are split into all the different levels. So you have the A1, the A2, the B1, B2, where you practice on the vocabulary of the week. You have some oral comprehension, which is good if you want to practice on your oral and understanding skills. So if you're interested in that, don't forget also to text us. We'll give you the link so that you can practice on your own. And that's pretty much it for today's video. I'm wishing you all a good end of your day, a good end of your week, and I'm seeing you next week for another video. Salut!